Hey there, what's going on? I was talking to a friend the other day and he was asking me, he's like, hey Austin, can I still start a YouTube channel in 2020 and gain 1,000 subscribers, right? Like, is there enough room? What he was really asking was, is it even possible in 2020 to grow a YouTube channel to 1,000 subscribers, get monetized, right? Get the 4,000 hours of watch time and, get an audience that even cares enough about what he has to say? In this video, I'm going to talk about exactly step by step how you can grow a YouTube channel in 2020, gain 1,000 subscribers, get monetized, get the 4,000 hours of watch time needed to get monetized, and become a person of influence. Become a person where you can build an audience and provide value to the world. Now, at the time of making this video, I cannot share with you how to get to 100,000 subscribers because I have not done it yet. But I'm currently sitting at about 12,500 subscribers, and I can definitely share with you how to get 1,000 or even 10,000 subscribers in 2020. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, going from 0 to 12,500 subscribers on YouTube, it was a journey. It was a roller coaster ride of emotions, and I learned a ton about myself, a ton about YouTube, okay, and a ton about a bunch of other stuff. One thing is for sure, it was 100% worth it. I will be the first to say it is a work in progress. I am nowhere near perfection, and in all honesty, there was a lot of things that I did wrong and that I still do wrong till this day. And had I learned some of this stuff earlier on, I feel like I could probably actually be significantly higher on YouTube. But let's go ahead and dive into it. With nearly 300 hours of content being posted to YouTube every single minute, why in the world should you start a channel? Who is going to care? Where are you going to get this audience from? I mean, there's so many unknowns, and I know exactly what you're feeling right now because I have been there before, and in all honesty, there's times where I still feel that way. Like, you out of all people, why do you deserve to just make a YouTube channel out of thin air and gain a bunch of subscribers? And why do I deserve to go from 12,500 to 20,000 or 50,000 or even 100,000 subscribers? There are a ton of different reasons why it's still 100% possible to grow on YouTube in 2020, but one of the biggest reasons that comes to my mind first is that there's always a new perspective, a new person that you'll look at, and there's 100 other people making the exact same content, but for whatever reason, you just resonate with this person more than you do that person. And it doesn't make either person good or bad. You just happen to resonate with one person more than the other. And I know for me personally, this happens to me every day where I'll be searching for something on YouTube and it'll be like a how-to video or something of that nature. And for whatever reason, one person will explain it and I just don't really resonate with it, but I'll search for another person. They explain it in basically the same way, maybe structured a little bit differently, maybe even using some different examples. And for whatever reason, I just tend to resonate with this person way better than that person. Step number one to going from 0 to 1,000 YouTube subscribers in 2020 is to ask your current followers or your current people that watch you on other platforms what they would want to see if you made a YouTube channel. Take all of the other platforms, if you have any, such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, and any other platforms that you're actively posting on, and go ahead and even if it's 5 or 10 or 50 people that follow you on those other platforms, ask them, what do they want to see? If you made a YouTube channel, what type of content would they want to see? I'll give you a real-time example of what that could look like on, let's just say, Instagram, okay? So as you can see here on my Instagram, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to just take a picture of nothing, okay? It's just going to be black for the purpose of this video. And I'm going to actually make a poll, right? I'm going to go here to my stories and I'm going to make a poll and I'm going to say, if I started a YouTube channel, okay, what would you like to see? Question mark, question mark. And I'm going to ask them, maybe I'm going to give them 2 different examples. Would you like to see educational content or would you like to see vlogs? Would you like to see, mindset? Or would you like to see real estate? Would you like to see, like, what is it that you would like to see, right? And, this is a really, really good way. Again, I can go in here, I can say real estate, or I could say YouTube, okay? And then ultimately, people can vote and they can tell me what they would like to see. Now, you can do the same thing on all of the other social media platforms, and there's a ton of different ways to just kind of ask people, like, what do you think I'm good at, right? What do you think from your perspective I'm good at, okay? I don't know about you, but a lot of times my friends and family will see different characteristics and things that I'm passionate about more than I'll see them myself, because I'll want to do something and maybe I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, or maybe whatever the case is, but my friends and my family, they know me best, and they're the ones that are typically able to tell me, like, hey Austin, like, that doesn't actually look like what you're too passionate about from the outside looking in. And typically they'll tell me the truth, and they'll say, here's what, you're really good at, or here's what I think you're really passionate about. And that's typically, again, if my friends and my family and the people closest to me want to see, then typically that is probably also what the rest of the world wants to see. It essentially just eliminates you from making a decision to show the world what you think the world wants to see, rather than just actually collecting that information from the world to begin with. Step number 2 is just making your channel and starting, okay? So many people overthink it. And I don't know about you, but there's been so many different times in my personal life, even outside of YouTube and other businesses and things of that nature, where I really wanted to do something. I really wanted to take some sort of action. I wanted to start a business, or I wanted to, ask a business partner to be my partner, or whatever the case is. And for whatever crazy reason, I let all of these negative emotions get in the way. And ultimately, that just prevented me from ever getting started. And then when I actually did end up getting started, I typically just ended up regretting not getting started sooner. And these negative emotions for me were like fear and anxiety and, what the world would think of me, okay? And if the world would judge me, and if I would have like a bunch of haters, like me being vulnerable with a camera, and just having hundreds of thousands of people or whatever just hate on me, or whatever my self-limiting beliefs were throughout the years. And I know for me at times I was even afraid of failure, and sometimes I was even afraid of success. One of the even bigger ones for me was always trying to be a perfectionist, and I don't know if you can relate, but I still do this to this day. I just released a video a couple of days ago. You can check it out right here, okay? And that video was, it was kind of all about being vulnerable and being authentic, and just being yourself and not trying to make everything perfect. I don't know about you, but the reality of it is the more that I tried to be perfect, the less authentic that it ended up being. So the more that I tried to get my lighting perfect and my audio perfect and everything perfect, I ultimately ended up sounding less authentic, and ultimately less people watched my videos, and more people disliked my videos in the past because I just wasn't being authentic. I was trying too hard to be somebody that I wasn't. And I think if you're watching this right now, I think what you need to remember is that, life is not about being perfect. Life is about failing forward. It's about making progress. It's about being vulnerable and being okay with who you are, and not really worrying about what other people think, and not worrying about, if other people are going to look at you a different way as a result of you being authentic. Just remember, Zig Ziglar once said, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. Which leads me to step number 3, and that is to stop trying to recreate the wheel. I have no idea if you've ever felt this way before, but one of my biggest hurdles and one of the biggest reasons that honestly I feel like I'm not further along on YouTube is because I was always trying to figure out how to create a niche or a video that nobody in the world has ever done before. It was as if I had this idea that I had to create content that has never existed on planet Earth before. Nobody's ever made it, because I didn't want to copy somebody or plagiarize, or ultimately I was afraid of taking content that already existed and making it again, because in my brain, for whatever crazy reason, I was just other people have made it, why should I make it? And why would people want to hear it from me? They've already heard it from other people. And ultimately I was just stuck in this rut. And it was this rut of consistently going on YouTube and looking at other people and seeing that, oh, they already made a video on that, and I can't make a video on that anymore. And ultimately it prevented me from making a lot of videos. I think I have 220 videos on my channel at this point, and not all of them are great videos, by the way. A lot of them are not so great videos, but the reality of it is, I think I would have 300 or 400 videos if I just hadn't overthought, if I just didn't overthink it so much, okay? And ultimately, I think that was a big reason that I'm not further along. What you've got to do instead is you've actually got to look for people that are already doing what it is that you want to do and recreate it. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Austin, that is plagiarizing, okay? That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about just going and copying a bunch of other people. What I am saying is that you can find people in the niche that you're trying to be in, and you can ultimately watch their videos and you can figure out what you liked about their videos, what you didn't like about their videos, right? What you think you could do better, what maybe they did a really good job at. You know, maybe there's a different perspective you can introduce to a similar video. Maybe there's a different style. You could recreate the video a different way. Maybe there's some bullet points that you would want to add to what they already have done. Maybe there's some things that you thought weren't necessary in their video that you think you could take out of the video. Just remember, we live in 2020, and it took me a long time to understand this, but just remember that we live in a world where essentially everything is regurgitated. Everything is has already been said before, okay? You know, you look at any book, right? How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell, okay? You know, there's been so many success books written, and don't get me wrong, they're all slightly different, but the majority of them are very similar. They're different perspectives, but ultimately it is a lot of the same concepts that maybe you would find if you went back and read The Law of Success, right, by Napoleon Hill, or even the Bible, without getting too far into that sort of thing. A lot of these things have been around forever and ever. And by that metric, essentially every YouTuber on the platform, okay, is, you know, making the same content. It's all regurgitated information. But again, like we talked about a little while ago, people want to hear it from you. People want to hear it from a different perspective. And, you know, people are searching for authenticity. And there's so many people on YouTube, including myself, for the longest time that, you know, aren't being authentic. And I think people are sick and tired of the lack of authenticity. And there is such a big opportunity right now in 2020 to get on the platform and be authentic with people and to recreate things that have already been done before, but to do them better and to bring fresh new ideas to the table and to just bring your twist or your touch to it. And ultimately, I think you will find massive success in any industry on YouTube, in any niche on YouTube, by just doing this one tip. And you feel like there's a lot of value that you could provide in that space, right? In that niche. What I would encourage you to do is to go search for photography on YouTube. Maybe it's a how-to video, you know, how to take better pictures, or how to get better angles when you're a photographer, how to adjust your camera settings for the ultimate picture, or whatever it is. And to find videos that inspire you. Find those videos in that niche like we've been talking about, and to just literally recreate those, but again, to add your twist. And this works for any industry, right? You could type in how to wrap a gift, okay? And you'll see right here that there's 100 videos on how to wrap a freaking gift. Are you kidding me? How to wrap a present? You're telling me that there are that many people in the world that still don't know how to wrap a present? Just unbelievable, okay? But the reality of it is, it's just the way it works, right? People want to see this content from different people. Okay, moving on really quick to step number 4, and that is to film your content in one day, okay? Don't spread your content out across 5, 6, or 7 days. Now, I made this mistake forever and ever, where I would essentially film a video a day, and every day I would be stressed out. I would wake up in the morning and I have other things that I'm doing and other businesses that I'm running, and obviously I have a life outside of YouTube, as I'm sure you do as well. And I would be stressed out because I would have to think of a video idea, and then I would have to try to outline my video idea, and then I would get caught up in comparing to a bunch of people, and then I would still have to film my video and edit my video and all of these different things, and then I would have to get it on YouTube and do my title and my thumbnail and my tags and my description. And doing that every day was a complete hassle, and ultimately it was not efficient at all. Honestly, it felt like a total chore for me for a long time. I love being in front of the camera and I love giving value. I love doing it on YouTube. I love doing it on Instagram. And I even just started a TikTok account, and it's truly something that I'm passionate about. But what I will say is that the lack of efficiency and the lack of planning, the lack of kind of like dialing it in on my part, actually made it feel like a chore for me. And ultimately, what I found was the thing that I was passionate about was also the thing that I dreaded. And that was the last thing that I really wanted in my life, was to not be passionate about the thing that I'm the most passionate about. So what I encourage you to do is to take a day out of the week where that is your YouTube day, okay? That is your content creation day. Even if it is a half of a day in the beginning where you say, okay, I'm gonna do all my research, all of my brainstorming, all of my video outlines, right? I wanna figure out exactly what I wanna share with the world. What value do I wanna give? And ultimately plan all of that out. Get it all on paper, like write everything down. Figure out different thumbnail ideas, different title ideas, just like go into depth, go into detail, and do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, that way ultimately you can sit down in one day and you can change your clothes if you want to, or change your set to a different set, right? Move somewhere else in your house, or move somewhere else in your office, or whatever it is that you're creating your videos, and film multiple videos in one day. That way, all you've got to do is edit those videos, and you can actually schedule them on YouTube to be posted in the future. That way you don't even have to think about it. It's literally a weight lifted off of your shoulders. I know it has been for me. And if you're brand new to YouTube, or even if you've already started on YouTube and you're looking to grow in 2020, this is just a phenomenal way to get it to the point where it doesn't feel like a chore. Now, obviously you have to figure out what works for you. That is what works for me. I know for me, it is really hard to get focused every day and do this every single day, but it is very easy for me to commit to doing it all in one day. And then throughout the rest of the week, I just film more like vlog style videos, or just videos for other platforms altogether. Obviously, just like you, I'm still figuring out YouTube myself. Basically, to sum up the video, to succeed on YouTube in 2020 is 100% possible, right? I really think that if you just are authentic and you figure out how to do whatever it is that you need to do, and to do it to the best of your ability, to bring an authentic, different twist kind of to your videos or to your niche, I truly believe in the bottom of my heart you can be successful beyond your wildest imagination. I think that if you're willing to fail forward, to make mistakes, to push the boundaries, right? To live a life where, you're not afraid of failure. You're not afraid of what other people will think. You're not afraid to put yourself out there, to be vulnerable with the world. I really believe that if you're able to just conquer your own self-limiting belief, that you'll be able to literally succeed and have as much success on YouTube as you possibly want. Again, just remember there is 7.7 billion people on the planet. If you're authentic and you're vulnerable, you're probably gonna get some haters, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be people out there who genuinely enjoy the content and the value that you bring. So, if you've enjoyed this video, and if you've enjoyed, my last couple of videos where I'm more authentic and, more planned and more outlined, drop in the comment section below what you like, what you don't like. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Click the subscribe button, and I would love to make a ton more videos to add value to your life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.